No, she didn't. Okay, you didn't have to kill her. He looks at you silently for a moment, then his sneer returns, and that is why you will be defeated if you confront our killer. It is because you're weak and you do not see that some things are necessary. That wasn't necessary, she was useless. You dare call me weak? You orchestrated all these grand plans for defeating this invisible enemy and you got your ass handed to you anyway, and some poor girl was murdered because of it. Maybe if you'd done your job the first time you were here, this wouldn't even be a problem. You dare lecture me? Women have always walked our path with us, whether Deonara or Ravel or any other woman. Oh, so Ravel as well? And they have suffered, and it was always their choice. Deonara would have died for me if I'd asked her to. There was no crime. I actually agree, because I'm not discussing whether it was right to kill her. I'm discussing whether she was really useful, and she was not. I don't remember her giving me any maybe she got me out of the mortuary, she gave me the portal. She told me about the portal, maybe. But it was definitely Deonara's choice to follow him, and she actually had some kind of premonition, I think, about the Nameless One being insincere. So you can feel some things. If you don't follow them, it's on you. I go with this kind of thinking process. I know some people can't resist some things, but you know deep down what is right and what is wrong. And you know when somebody doesn't really love you, you're just making excuses. If you're staying with this person. Whatever, let's talk about something else. Were you the one who pried Mortar off the Pillar of Skulls? Oh my god. Is Mortar still alive? The incarnation stares for a moment in disbelief, then he starts laughing. Ha! That piking skull couldn't be trusted farther than I could throw him, claiming he had information when he didn't. Then I had to go through the torment of prying him off the Pillar of Skulls. Then he feigned ignorance once he was off of it. The incarnation scoffs. I humored him since he told me everything I needed from him. Feigned ignorance. Oh yes, the man smiles. Once a liar, always a liar. It takes a stronger mind than the skulls to give me the laugh, though. Once a liar, always a liar. It's kinda true. What was his game? What more did he have to lie about? The incarnation smirks. It is of no matter. Let the skull have his secrets. They are worthless to us. Okay. I have no choice. I will not merge with you, you will merge with me. I like that option. Were you responsible for the tattoos on my back? The ones I read when I woke up in the mortuary. The direction? He nods irritated. Of course I was responsible. I knew there was a chance I might fail here and lose my memories. I wanted future incarnations to benefit from some guidance, so I had the direction stitched on my back. Since such things, like journals, he snarls as if angry at himself, tend to be lost so easily. And read by other people. Found by other people. Directions were kind of vague, yes. Why did you put that warning about Morte on the back? Oh god. Really? You're looping dialogue? Why so many lines if you're looping? Don't. Just don't. Were you the one who asked Farod to get the bronze sphere from the catacombs? Farod? The incarnation thinks for a moment. Oh yes, the trash king with all the tough bloods that thought I was easy prey. He smiled slightly, as if recalling a pleasant memory. After only a little bloodletting, I struck a bargain with him. He would see to it that if his men found me, they would take me safely to the mortuary, and of course I needed the eyes and hands of his men to scour the catacombs beneath sigil for me. Yeah, I remember him, Farod, talking about this. What for? For the bronze sphere? Yes, I told Farod it was the only thing that would save his miserable life. What a sniveling little dodger he was. The incarnation smiles at you. You see, the old bastard was destined to end up on the Pillar of Skulls when he died, and he was desperately trying to weasel out of it. So I told him that there was an item beneath sigil that would save him from his fate. If he could only find it. But it wouldn't save him, it was just something he wanted him to find. Of course, it was useless to him. One cannot dodge fate so easily. He looks at you irritated. However, nothing motivates a man faster than telling him what he seeks will save his soul from eternal damnation. I intended to take it from him after he found it. It's just that searching for it myself would have taken too long. He smiles again. And why should I do it when I could have someone else hunt for me? Oh god, this is... Talk to him about the sphere. Do not talk to him about the sphere. That's... yeah, very true. I'm sure one of Farod's men found it for him. Why was it so important? It was a dead sensory stone. The incarnation is staring through you as if seeing something far away. Do you know what it contained? He smiles ruefully. It held the last experiences of the first of us. When we were one man and not a string of incarnations. His voice drops. If there had been some way of unlocking it, I would have been able to see inside his mind. And see why this all happened? Yes. The incarnation face has become somber. It is the answer I have always sought. Why this happened, why we became immortal. He sighs, and I fear we shall never know. The third incarnation interrupts. Perhaps there are no answers in such a thing. Perhaps there never was. Nah, there must be. I don't deal in the realms of perhaps and maybe. Exactly. The first incarnation sneers. I seek answers. It is what has allowed us to get this far. He looks at the third incarnation with contempt. If we had left life in your hands, we wouldn't have even a fraction of the truth we now possess. And in that truth lies power. He turns to you. You will realize that when we merge... I brought the fear with me now. Should I think I should let it out. Let's try. You have it? The incarnation's eyes flare. Then your life had some use after all. You watch his eyes flicker as if thinking, calculating. When we merge, I will see about finding a means to unlock it. Perhaps all is not lost. I have no intention of merging with you. Well, let's more questions first. I want... Oh god, one option is gone? The one about the tomb? What are these others? Other incarnations, reflection of ourselves. I will have them merge with me after I deal with you. Why haven't you not merged yet? He glances at the hunched incarnation who was howling when you first arrived. Or kill them if they refuse. It is of no matter, they are not necessary. What was the purpose of imprisoning Valor? The man shakes his head as if wary. Valor was becoming tiresome. Yeah, I can see that happening. He gives a humorless smile. Those mercy killer dogs will hunt you across the plains themselves in search of justice, and Valor was an especially persistent hound. The incarnation's voice drops slightly, and he was much too close to justice for my tastes. Why was he hunting for us? Oh, any of countless reasons, some of which lie within me and others which lie in the hands of other incarnations. He flicks a glance over at the incarnation who was howling when you first arrived. There have been many lives that have been blackened by incarnations with damaged minds. Some of us have created problems, I believe, in solutions. Was he a threat? Oh yes, or else I would have simply killed him. He nods. What? Was he a threat? Oh yes, or else I would have simply killed him. Why didn't you? He nods. There is some link between him and justice itself, and that gives him power even over immortals such as us. The man gives a slight smile, especially if our injustices are great and ours are one of the blackest sort. Okay, so he was a clear threat. He's still a clear threat. Wait. I would have simply killed him, so you imprisoned him because you couldn't kill him? But I killed him. This doesn't add up. Okay, I'm taking a break. I think one option disappeared. The one about the tomb? Okay. I will be talking with this man. And the other one as well. I don't really want to hear one bell. The man before you resembles you, but his back is hunched, as if he's perpetually afraid of being struck. He's watching you warily, and he hisses as you approach, his hands clenching, as if wanting to strangle you. His arms are horribly gnarled and scarred, as if they had been dunked into a stream of acid. And his left arm looks like it is holding on by a thread, literally. I warn you, know that you will not last long in this place, thief. Spittle flies from the man's mouth, and his face twists in a maddening grin. Mazes and regrets and death are all that are here. You are wasting your time speaking to that one. His thoughts are all angles and spite and nothing more. Stop wasting time, there is much the two of us must speak of. Thief! The incarnation's hands twist as if strangling the other. I will feel the bones of your neck snap beneath my fingers. Take my body back. He turns to you. Thief, you wear my body like a cloak and you shame me. I am no thief. I stole nothing from you. You stole everything. I awoke on the streets of the Ring City, and all who saw me knew me. He takes a rasping breath. All that you had done, all that you had harmed, they were waiting for me, blaming me, hurting me, until I couldn't take the voices anymore. His fingers grasped at the air and had to make them silent. Yeah, you were the one who left the trap in the sensory stone for me, weren't you? and the dodecahedron journal with his straps. He affixes you with a wary eye. It seems just looking at you is making him uncomfortable. You're the one who set fire to Yanni's legacies, weren't you? Trying to destroy my legacy. I burned the false papers. Yes, more lies. Lies about my false lives. Okay, this one is gone. Killing of the linguist Finn. There, he seems confused for a moment. There were many that I killed. There were many that needed to be silenced. What happened to your arm? He glances down at his arm for a moment, then looks up and smiles. Kept coming off, so I had to stitch it up again. Makes sense. I think I still have one arm somewhere in some of my companions' inventory. I think Morte maybe has it. A spare arm, because you never know. I mean, how lucky is it that I have the sphere in my inventory, guys? I can't even. My god. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. What do you know of the others? Thieves, they are thieves, all of them, and thieves will die. Okay, do not threaten me, you fool. I warn you. If anyone is a thief, it is you. You sought to steal our chances to settle this matter by sabotaging all my work, true? You are the thief. You stole my body and my life, and thieves will die. Okay, this one is beyond help. Let us speak in private, just the two of us. As you speak the language of the Uyu, the incarnation's eyes widen and he stares at you. After a moment of silence, he replies in the same language. Only I know the language of the Uyu. How do you know it? You are correct, you are the only one who knows the language of the Uyu. So if I know the language of the Uyu, I must be you. He's silent, staring at you. It is these others who are not you, for they do not know the language of the Uyu. He nods slowly. I hear you. God. This place confuses one's perceptions. We are both you, and now we must become as one. He looks frightened. To your surprise, he reverts to normal speech, and all the inflections to his voice are gone. It is calm, level, and much like your own. I no longer wish to live like this. You no longer have to. All the pain and worry and torment of your existence, I will wipe it away. Maybe you have suffered much. You were born into a world where nothing made sense, where strangers claimed they knew you, they blamed you for things you knew nothing of, and they tried to hurt you. Nah, I'm going with the first. He looks at you and you watch as the incarnation loses its mad gleam and his eyes become more like your own. Yes. I will protect you now. You will know peace, for that is all you ever wanted, isn't it? The incarnation relaxes at your words, his eyes dimming as he locks gazes with you. There is the faintest of whispers, and he falls to the black stones. With his collapse, you feel a crawling sensation in the back of your skull. And there is a flood of memories and strength and emotions, and you steady yourself dizzy for a moment, then your vision clears. And you are yourself once more. Farewell. Oh, interesting. If I have to absorb them all, I'd rather leave practical one for last. So, practical one didn't react much. The man before you resembles you, but his face seems calmer somehow. He gives a slight smile as you approach, as he nods, as if in approval. Are you alright? Who are you? Have we ever had a name, or was it just the first of us? The man chuckles softly. Know that I am your ally in this. I like these others. Like these others, have died my death in your mind. And this figment is all that remains. But who are you? His smile fades and he looks at you with concern. This must be disorienting for you. Let me try and explain. I'm one of your incarnations. I was once lost and now I'm here again. How is that possible? I do not know. Whatever you touched within the fortress has brought pieces of yourself to the surface. He pauses for a moment, thinking. One of the others may know the means of how this came to be, but it is beyond me. You are part of me. There are things I must know. Ask. I have had countless lives. Why are there only 3 incarnations here? I do not know. Perhaps we were the 3 pieces that were somehow still present in your mind. Present how? I do not know for sure, but I would guess that when we die, traces of the former personality may remain in your mind, and I know that sometimes we may make ourselves felt. How? When you are about to place yourself in danger, or were close to a realization, for example, I found that I could stir, help prod you in the right direction. So you were that crawling sensation I kept feeling in the back of my skull? I would be at a loss to describe how it felt to you, but it is possible, yes. Okay. Before you say that when we die, traces are left in the mind, that's what caused you all to emerge, right? My understanding may not be complete, but yes, that seems to be the case, and we may make ourselves felt in small ways. So it is possible that the first of us, the real one of us, before all the incarnations, might still be buried somewhere in my mind. The expression on the incarnation's face flickers for just a moment, but it is like a window, and you suddenly realize who it is you are speaking to. You were the first of us. The incarnation's eyes take on a haunted look, and his gaze turns away from yours. I know what you're thinking, but it's not the case. You think that knowing the mind of the first of us will somehow help you here in this place. It will not. But why? I have so many questions that you can answer. Why did we become immortal? Why? But if I am talking to myself, then I do not know. Because if we die, truly die, the incarnation looks up at you and his eyes are like steel. That kingdom will not be paradise, not for us. If you spoke to these others that were here, know that a fraction of the evil of their lives is but a drop of water compared to the evil of mine. That life, that one life, even without thousands of others, has given a seat in the lower planes for eternity. But you seem so much calmer, more well-intentioned. Well, who knows? I became that way, yes, because for me, his voice takes on a strange echo. It is regret that may change the nature of a man. He sighs, but it was too late. I was already damned. I found that changing my nature was not enough. I needed more time and I needed more life, so I came to the greatest of the Grey Sisters and asked her for a boon. Try and help me live long enough to rectify all the damage I had done, to make me immortal. So you did worse? And Ravel did, but when she first tested your immortality and killed you, you forgot everything. Everything. He looks broken, and the planes have been dying ever since. The crime is great, and the blame is mine. There are so many questions I have for you. Who are you? What was your life like? Who... The incarnation shakes his head, cutting you off. When I become no more, when I merge with you, you will have the answers you seek. It may take some time to sort them out, but they are there. He smiles ruefully. It is difficult to communicate a life with words. Very well then, we shall become as one. Are you ready? One last thing, just this. The incarnation pauses for a moment, searching your features. Before I return to oblivion, there is something I would know. What do you wish to know? He studies your eyes, his expression somber. Did you live your life, the brief life you have had? In the end, was it worth it? I've been traveling too much to really appreciate it. Perhaps we shall see after this matter has come to a close. Very honest answer. He nods, and for a moment you think he's going to say something, but then he collapses, the life running out of him and into yours. As he falls to the black stones, you feel a crawling sensation in the back of your skull, making you shiver, and you know the incarnation is no more.
I feel stronger.
It's alright, I may not have explored all the dialogue options, but I'm going with the flow.
This is it.
Stop saying this is it. And now we have our friend here. Oops. He might be difficult to deal with. Let's see if I can get... I don't know, I kinda want to bluff. Do I have to merge with all three of them? Actually, I think I do. Because it feels like I'm not going to move forward if I don't. I think this is the meaning of all this, is merging with all three of them. So... I don't know, I want to try bluffing, just for the sake of trying something, see what happens. Maybe he will see through my bluff, so... I will indulge you, but only for a while longer. I intend to merge with you, bluffing, so be it then. His eyes become grey like mist, and he gives a slight smile as if in anticipation. We shall see what your mind has in store. You lock gazes with him, his eyes are like stones, and they start to drag you down. Lock gazes with him, trying to force him to merge with you. As you swim in the corridors of his mind, the first emotion you encounter is surprise, and his eyes widen. He's not absorbing you. Your will is stronger, and it is consuming him. You feel him desperately trying to pull back, but he cannot. He is too weak, and your will blocks his retreat while drawing him deeper into your subconscious. This is the last time we shall ever speak. Return to death, where you belong. He looks incredulous for a moment, then he disintegrates, and you feel a rush of knowledge pouring through you, firing to the surface. It's almost too much to absorb at once, and you find yourself disoriented. So much knowledge, so many experiences that... And as quickly as it occurred, the rush subsides, and you study yourself. The bits of knowledge swirl about in your mind, and you will make sense of them later. For now, only one piece of knowledge is important. That the incarnation did not know how to leave this place. He lied to trick you into surrendering. Damn it. Well, I didn't surrender anyway. Hey! Can I sleep? Oh, thank God! I have 0 spells. Hey, Dionara. Before you is the ghostly form of Dionara. Her spectral gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. Her eyes rest on yours, and you feel a strange disjointed sensation, as if you are looking at several pairs of eyes at once. Dionara? My love, at last I have found you. I searched for you after you were divided by the crystal. This fortress spans hundreds of miles, and I feared you were lost to me. Her ghostly eyes take your measure, searching your bodies for new wounds. Are you well? I think so. The crystal divided me, but I am one again. Also, the crystal divided. Everything was in the Nameless One's head then. But I am one again. Now I'm trapped here, however. I suspect trapping you here wasn't the crystal's true purpose, but it poses no barrier for one such as I. She closes her eyes. Much do my eyes see, and the halls of this fortress are well known to me. If you are trapped here, my love, I shall see to it you are set free. Where is it you wish to go? I wish to speak to you for a moment and tell you how you died and why. What are you speaking of? When I brought you to this fortress, it was my intention that you die here. I needed someone to remain behind so that they would serve as a link to this place. I knew because you loved me so much that your love would stave off death and allow you to become a spirit, and that is what you suffer now. Leonardo's face is a mask as you speak the words. I think she knew about that. I'm sorry. Do you love me? If you say yes, my love, then nothing that has happened matters. I never knew you. I mean, I feel like I'm bound to her, but I don't know her. I'm not gonna lie again to her. I'm sorry, Leonor, I do not. I never knew you. Perhaps if I had met you under different circumstances, then this shall be the ending of things between us, my love. I have remained here for you for no other reason. I will help you one last time, then I shall travel beyond the eternal boundary as I was meant. I wish to go to where my mortality is and recover it. As you wish, my love. She stretches out her hand, touch my hand, and the walls of this fortress shall be walls no more.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
Again? Just find a good spirit and move on. Oh, Lord. Gee. Okay, so this is gonna be something.